All right, we're just scratching the surface when it comes to all this stuff with soloing and improv. And but the best thing you can do is just do it. And you want to get together with your friends and have them play guitar for you while you jam. Put in a CD that you know the key of and just play solos over top. And that's just a good way to learn. But we also want to look at not just improving for the sake of soloing, but there's some other concepts we want to look at too here, and that's filling and then playing riffs. And there's a couple of differences. Filling is not like soloing. Taking a solo is usually like you take at least 8 bars, and you know, and you're actually playing kind of something like an instrumental piece during the solo. And that's kind of what a solo is known for. Filling is more of just taking a measure or even a couple beats, and there could be 3 or 4 measures, but you're just putting in some interest. It's usually when the vocalist stops singing, or it's at the end of their phrase, and a lot of times piano players will put a little tinkle in there, but guitar players can do that as well. And so let's go ahead and look at some examples of that. Let's look at the idea of filling then, using Blessed Be Your Name. So if we look at the chorus of Blessed Be Your Name, and see how the progression goes here. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Here's a little pause. Blessed be the name. Here's a longer pause. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name. Then there's a pause before it turns back around and goes to the next section. So let's go ahead and fill that. And to fill it, I'm just going to use the G sharp minor pentatonic there. Here we go. Alright, so here comes to the top of the chorus. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And blessed be your glorious name. Yeah, and so with that last one, I would have landed on that B about the time they started singing whatever the next section was, whether it was the verse or the bridge or whatever. So you want to look at like just filling those little spots, and you know, kind of coming at the end of them before the singer's actually done singing. Come in, and then as they're singing, you're going out. So you have a beginning, a middle, and an end to that short little segue. It's not just some couple random notes thrown in there. And so it does take work. I would sometimes fills are actually, to make them tasteful, you need to actually practice those more than you practice your improv and soloing and stuff like that. So let's talk about riffs now. Riffs are usually these like single line rhythm kind of things that are usually played the same way at the beginning of a song, or at the intro, or even during the rhythm of the song. And you know, one idea there is what Mighty to Save, that opening riff from the original Hillsong arrangement. The guitar player must have these huge fingers, because he takes and he puts his first finger on the C sharp, second one up on the B, and then up on the A, and then just creates this kind of, and then has about 4 delays over top. I don't think 4, I think maybe 2. But it's a hard one to emulate. It's a hard one to duplicate, but it is a riff. Another riff that you might be familiar with is Day Tripper by the Beatles. Stuff like that. Baloche has an opening riff on his version of Today Is the Day, where it goes to the C and then hits a B flat, which is kind of cool because it goes out of the key a little bit. And what these riffs do is they kind of signal to people, oh, the song's beginning, or oh, that's Mighty to Save, because we hear that, or oh, Day Tripper. And so anytime you're making up your own arrangements of stuff, you can create riffs off of these scales, and the improvising stuff is kind of cool to do that.